Rain fell hard against the windshield as Ethan Ward tightened his grip on the steering wheel, his old sedan coughing like it might give out any second. His knuckles were white, his eyes red from sleepless nights, and the clock on the dashboard glared at him. 8:42 a.m. He was already late, again, but this time he swore to himself it wouldn't be his fault. As he sped through the slick streets, he whispered a promise to the photograph of his daughter taped to the dashboard. "Just hold on, Rosie, Daddy's gonna make it right today." But fate had other plans. At the intersection near the bus stop, he saw a woman stumble to the ground, her groceries scattered, her hands clutching her belly in pain. She was pregnant, soaked to the bone, and gasping for air. Cars honked, swerving past her like she was invisible. Ethan's heart stopped. He didn't think. He slammed the brakes, jumped out into the rain, and ran toward her. That one decision, one act of kindness, was about to cost him everything. If you believe kindness deserves second chances, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Journal. Let's keep spreading stories that restore faith in humanity. Ethan helped the woman, whose name he later learned was Clara, into his car, ignoring the growing panic in his chest. She was in early labor and terrified. Her husband was overseas, and she had no one nearby. Without hesitation, Ethan drove her straight to Riverside General Hospital, calling ahead and helping her inside as nurses rushed to her aid. By the time she was safe and admitted, it was 9:30 a.m. Ethan's shirt was drenched, his shoes squelched with every step, and his stomach twisted as he realized he had missed the morning shift at Harper Logistics, the delivery company that was barely keeping food on his table. His supervisor, Mr. Connors, had warned him just yesterday, "One more late punch, Shin, Ward, and you're done." He raced to work anyway, heart pounding. Maybe, just maybe, they'd understand. But when he pushed open the office door, dripping wet and breathless, the look on Connor's face said it all. "Ward," the man snapped, loud enough for the entire office to hear, "you're fired. Pack your things." Ethan tried to explain how he had saved a pregnant woman in distress, how he couldn't just drive past her. But Connors didn't care. "You think hero stories pay the bills?" he barked. "We need reliable men, not bleeding hearts." The humiliation burned deeper than the cold rain. Coworkers turned away, avoiding his eyes. His chest tightened as he picked up the small box of his belongings, Rosie's drawing, a cracked coffee mug, a photo of him and his late wife, Anna. He left without another word. That evening, Ethan sat at the kitchen table of his small apartment, head in his hands. Rosie, barely 6, colored quietly beside him, humming to herself. She didn't understand why her dad looked so broken. She offered him her drawing, a smiling stick figure family holding hands under a rainbow. "It's us, Daddy. It means things will get better." He smiled weakly, tears burning his eyes. "Yes, sweetheart, maybe they will." But deep down he wasn't sure. Rent was due, his savings were gone, and no one was hiring a delivery driver with a history of being late. Days turned into weeks. Ethan applied everywhere, supermarkets, warehouses, diners, but rejections piled up. Each night he told Rosie a bedtime story full of heroes and miracles, even as he lost faith in both. Then, one afternoon, there was a knock on the door. Ethan opened it to find a well-dressed woman holding a gift basket, her face vaguely familiar. It was Clara, the pregnant woman from that rainy morning. She looked radiant now, her baby swaddled in her arms. "Mr. Ward," she said softly, "I've been looking for you." Ethan blinked in surprise. You had the baby. Congratulations." She smiled, her eyes misty. "I never got to thank you properly. The doctors said if you hadn't helped me that morning, things could have gone very wrong. You saved both our lives." Ethan's throat tightened. "I just did what anyone would have done." Clara shook her head. "Not anyone would have stopped. You did." Then she handed him an envelope. Inside was a handwritten note and a business card that made his breath catch. Clara Whitmore, CEO, Whitmore Industries. It was one of the largest companies in the city. Ethan stared at it, confused. You own Whitmore Industries? Clara nodded. Yes, I've been the CEO for the last 5 years, and I recently acquired Harper Logistics. Ethan froze. Harper Logistics? His old job? Clara's tone softened. When I found out you'd been fired for helping me, I couldn't believe it. I asked for the employee files. Your name jumped right out. You were terminated the same day you saved me. Ethan swallowed hard, not knowing what to say. I came here today to offer you something, Clara continued, a position, not as a driver, but as a logistics supervisor, someone with empathy, leadership, and courage. That's what this company truly needs. Ethan's knees nearly gave out. I don't know what to say. Say yes. Clara smiled. It's about time kindness got rewarded, not punished. He tried to protest, saying he didn't have the degree or experience for such a role, but Clara shook her head. You have something better, Hart, and that's something I can't teach. That moment felt surreal. Ethan accepted the offer, tears welling up as Rosie peeked out from behind him, clutching her toy rabbit. Clara knelt down, smiling at her. You must be Rosie. Your dad is a real hero. Rosie grinned. I know. Within weeks, Ethan began his new job at Whitmore Industries. For the first time in years, he walked into an office wearing a pressed shirt and a real smile. His team respected him instantly. His calm demeanor, his understanding nature, and his tireless work ethic. He didn't just manage logistics, he changed the atmosphere. He brought coffee for the janitors, remembered birthdays, and helped interns who were too scared to ask questions. Clara visited often, quietly observing how he handled challenges with patience and compassion. One afternoon, she called him into her office. You've done more in a month than most do in a year, she said warmly. You've reminded me that this company runs on people, not just profit. Ethan looked out the window, the city gleaming under the afternoon sun. I just know what it feels like to need a break. I guess I try to be the kind of boss I wish I'd had. Clara nodded, deeply moved. Keep doing exactly that. As the months passed, Ethan rebuilt his life. Rosie's laughter filled their little apartment again, and each morning she packed him a small sandwich with a scribbled note. Have a good day, hero. Then one bright morning, during a company-wide meeting, Clara took the stage. Before we begin, she said, I want to share a story about a man who taught me the power of simple kindness. She told the entire company how Ethan had lost his job for helping her that day, and how that single act of compassion changed everything. The room fell silent as she concluded, from this day forward, Whitmore Industries will implement a new policy, the Ward Initiative, offering support and second chances to employees who demonstrate acts of kindness, even at the expense of company time. Applause thundered through the hall. Ethan stood in disbelief, his eyes glassy as coworkers turned to him with admiration. Clara looked at him with a smile that said everything: gratitude, respect, and pride. That night, Ethan walked home beneath a golden sunset, holding Rosie's hand. See, sweetheart, he said softly, sometimes doing the right thing costs you something, but it always gives you something greater. Rosie beamed like a happy ending. He laughed gently, exactly like that. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Kindness Journal. Every click helps us spread more real stories of compassion, courage, and second chances. And as the screen fades, let's make one special request. Comment below. What's one act of kindness someone did for you that you'll never forget? Because sometimes a single good deed, just one moment of compassion, can change not only a life, but an entire company, and maybe even the world.